Ferrari just saw something in Japanese GP qualifying, and it changed everything. What looked like a normal performance from Mercedes suddenly feels calculated, controlled, almost too perfect. And now, inside the paddock, serious questions are being asked. Are Mercedes really that fast, or are they hiding something bigger? Because what Ferrari uncovered isn't just about speed, it's about how the entire 2026 season could be manipulated. And if this is true, the championship fight just got dangerous. Like, share, and subscribe, because this story is about to explode. Japanese GP qualifying was supposed to be routine, another session, another comparison, another step in understanding the pecking order. But what unfolded on track instantly changed the tone inside Ferrari. From the first push laps, Mercedes didn't just look quick, they looked unnervingly composed. There were no corrections mid-corner, no aggressive snaps on throttle, no signs of a driver wrestling the car to extract lap time. And yet, sector after sector, the stopwatch told a brutal story. They were fast, effortlessly fast. That contrast is what hit Ferrari the hardest. Because at this level of Formula One, ultimate pace always comes with a price: tyre stress, instability, or at least visible risk. But Mercedes showed none of it. Their car stayed perfectly within its operating window, delivering performance without ever appearing stretched. Back in Maranello, engineers immediately flagged this as abnormal. This wasn't a car being pushed to its limit, it was a car comfortably operating below it. And that realization triggered something close to panic. Because if Mercedes can produce that level of performance without fully unleashing the car, then what happens when they do? Suddenly, the gap Ferrari thought they understood began to feel far more dangerous and far more unpredictable. As the data from qualifying was broken down in detail, Ferrari's initial shock evolved into something deeper: suspicion. At first glance, Mercedes simply looked like the faster team. But once engineers overlaid sector times, energy traces, and throttle application maps, the picture became far more complex. This wasn't a case of outright superiority across the entire lap. Instead, Mercedes appeared to be selectively dominant, maximizing performance in key zones while remaining conservative elsewhere. The biggest gains came on the straights and during energy deployment phases, where their advantage looked almost surgical. But in slower corners or transitional sections, they weren't pushing to extremes. That imbalance didn't align with the profile of a naturally dominant car. A truly superior package would overwhelm across all sectors, not pick its moments so precisely. And that's where Ferrari's mindset shifted. This wasn't raw dominance, it looked like controlled execution. Engineers began to question whether Mercedes was intentionally avoiding full performance exposure, choosing instead to operate within a calculated margin. In the context of the 2026 regulations, that possibility is massive. Because if performance is being managed strategically, then the battle isn't just about building a faster car, it's about understanding a rival that may already be playing a much smarter game. At the center of Ferrari's growing concern is a reality that's becoming impossible to ignore. Mercedes has mastered the most critical element of the 2026 era: energy deployment. This isn't just an advantage, it's a completely different level of execution. Under the new regulations, raw engine power means less than ever. What truly defines lap time is how efficiently a car can harvest, store, and deploy electrical energy across a full lap. And this is where Mercedes is destroying the competition. Their car doesn't just gain speed on the straights, it sustains peak output far longer than anyone else. While rival teams begin to lose deployment toward the end of long straights, Mercedes continues pushing, maintaining acceleration where others start fading. That extended energy window is where massive time is gained, and Ferrari's data confirms it with brutal clarity. Sector comparisons show that the real gap isn't in cornering, it's in how long Mercedes can stay at maximum electrical performance. And what makes this even more concerning is the lack of a clear explanation. Ferrari engineers can see the effect, they can measure the loss, but they still don't fully understand the mechanism behind it. And in Formula One, not understanding your rival's advantage is often more dangerous than the advantage itself. As Ferrari dug deeper into the numbers, a theory began to form, one that goes beyond pure performance and into strategic manipulation. Internally, there is a growing belief that Mercedes may not be showing its full potential. Not hiding it completely, but carefully controlling it within a very specific margin. And the reason behind this theory lies in the structure of the new ADU system. Under these rules, teams that fall too far behind gain additional development allowances, effectively giving them a chance to catch up faster. But if the performance gap remains within a narrow percentage range, those advantages are reduced or even neutralized. So the question Ferrari is now asking is simple but explosive. What if Mercedes is deliberately staying just inside that window? Fast enough to dominate, but not so fast that rivals receive meaningful help. It sounds like a conspiracy, but in modern Formula One, this is exactly the kind of strategic thinking that defines championships. Ferrari isn't making public accusations, but inside the team, this idea is being taken seriously. Because the data doesn't just show superiority, it shows discipline. And at this level, discipline in performance isn't accidental. It's engineered. What's truly unsettling Ferrari isn't just how fast Mercedes is, it's how that speed is being delivered. In Formula One, when a driver extracts maximum lap time, it's usually visible. You see late braking into corners, slight oversteer on exit, tires fighting for grip at the limit. There's always a sense that the car is being pushed right to the edge. But with Mercedes, that visual intensity is missing. Their laps look calm, controlled, almost conservative. And yet, the timing screens tell a completely different story. They're still ahead. That contradiction is what's raising alarm bells inside Ferrari. Because when performance comes without visible strain, it points to something deeper than raw pace. It points to efficiency at a system-wide level. Ferrari believes this is the result of multiple elements working in perfect harmony: seamless energy recovery, incredibly precise engine mapping, and an aerodynamic package that minimizes drag without sacrificing stability. It's not one standout feature, it's everything working together in sync, and that's what makes it so dangerous. Because you can copy a component, you can upgrade a part, but replicating an entire operating philosophy? That's a much bigger challenge. And right now, Mercedes seems to have perfected it. In modern Formula One, the difference between winning and dominating often lies not in breaking the rules, but in understanding them better than anyone else. And Ferrari increasingly suspects that Mercedes has found its edge exactly there, in the grey areas. These are the zones where regulations are open to interpretation, where engineering creativity can unlock performance without crossing any legal boundaries. The ongoing discussions around compression ratios, advanced energy deployment strategies, and thermal efficiency all point toward one thing: Mercedes may be extracting gains from areas others haven't fully optimized yet. Officially, everything remains within the rulebook. There's no clear violation, no protestable component, but that's what makes it even more frustrating for Ferrari, because these advantages are subtle, deeply integrated, and incredibly difficult to isolate. Ferrari knows how this game works. They've exploited grey areas themselves in the past. But right now, it feels like Mercedes is operating one level higher, finding performance in places others aren't even looking. And until those interpretations are either matched or restricted by regulation updates, the gap could persist. Because in Formula One, the smartest innovation isn't always the most obvious, it's the one hidden in plain sight. Ferrari's reaction to what they witnessed isn't hesitation, it's escalation. Behind closed doors in Maranello, a full-scale counterattack has already been launched, and it's far more aggressive than anything seen earlier in the season. This isn't about bringing small upgrades or chasing marginal gains anymore. This is about fundamentally rethinking how their entire package operates. Engineers are deep into developing a revised internal combustion concept, exploring structural changes that could unlock better thermal efficiency and energy recovery. At the same time, simulation teams are reworking energy deployment models, trying to extend boost duration and reduce the drop-off that's costing them crucial tenths on long straights. Aerodynamically, Ferrari is pushing harder than ever, introducing concepts designed not just to reduce drag, but to improve overall energy efficiency across a lap. But here's the key difference. Ferrari isn't trying to copy Mercedes. They know that path won't work. Instead, they're attempting to attack from multiple directions at once: stronger cornering speeds, smarter tyre usage, and more consistent output across race distance. This is no longer development, it's a coordinated technical assault. Because Ferrari understands one thing clearly: if they don't disrupt Mercedes' advantage soon, that advantage could become untouchable. What's unfolding right now goes far beyond a single rivalry. It has the potential to reshape the entire competitive landscape of the 2026 season. Because if Ferrari's suspicions are even partially correct, then Formula One is entering a new kind of battle, one where performance isn't just maximized, but strategically managed. And that changes everything. Traditionally, teams push to extract every last fraction of speed from their cars, showing their full hand at every opportunity. But under the current regulatory framework, especially with systems like the ADU influencing development allowances, there's now an incentive to think differently. to control not just how fast you are, but how fast you appear relative to your rivals. That introduces a completely new layer of strategy. Suddenly, the championship isn't just about building the quickest car, it's about controlling gaps, influencing upgrade potential across the grid, and even shaping how competitors respond. If Mercedes is already operating on that level, then they're not just ahead technically, they're ahead strategically. And once that kind of approach takes hold, other teams will be forced to adapt. Because in this new era, winning may no longer be about being the fastest every lap. It may be about being the smartest across the entire system. Beyond the data, beyond the lap times, beyond the technical battle, there's a psychological war now unfolding, and right now, Mercedes holds the advantage. From the outside, they look calm, composed, completely in control of the situation. There's no panic in their decisions, no visible urgency in their upgrades, no signs of a team under threat. And that calmness sends a powerful message. It suggests confidence and, more importantly, certainty. Ferrari, on the other hand, is operating in a very different space. Inside the garage, questions are growing. Not just about how to go faster, but about whether they even fully understand what they're chasing. And in Formula One, that uncertainty is one of the most dangerous positions a team can be in. Because when the picture isn't clear, every decision becomes a gamble. Do you commit to a new concept? Do you double down on your current philosophy? Or do you risk wasting critical time chasing an advantage that may not even exist in the form you think it does? That mental pressure starts to affect everything: strategy calls, development direction, even driver confidence. And history has shown that championships aren't just lost on track, they're lost in moments of doubt. And now, everything converges into one defining, explosive question. Are Mercedes simply ahead, or are they controlling the game itself? Because if Ferrari's internal suspicions hold even a fraction of truth, then this isn't just a case of technical superiority. This is something far more powerful. It's a team not only maximizing its own performance, but actively shaping the competitive environment around it, managing gaps, influencing how much development rivals are allowed, dictating the pace of the championship without ever appearing to fully unleash their car. That's not just dominance, that's control at the highest level of Formula One. And if that's what's really happening, then the implications are massive. Because it means Ferrari isn't just chasing speed, they're trying to decode a system that's already being manipulated against them. But here's where it gets even more intense. The moment Ferrari truly understands it, the entire balance could shift. Because once you expose a strategy like that, you can attack it. You can disrupt it. You can break it. Japanese GP qualifying may have looked like just another session to the outside world, but inside the paddock, it felt like a warning shot. And now, the real fight is just beginning.